guys, go back up to Mount Charleston. Today we are going to do a bike walk around. And we're just out ripping around stage 1. It's the only place I can go that's nice and cool, that I can ride to right now, because it's going to be like 108 today. Yesterday I went to the lake, that was cool, but it just sucks, man, watching all these guys going to Sturgis. I go back to work in like, I don't know, what's today, Thursday? 5 days? 5 days! My summer freedom is gone. Teacher life, man. So I'm like, I need to get out and ride. I've been watching these vlogs every night. Last night I binged Thrashing, and then I watched 2-Lane Life too, and I'm like, oh my god, I watched an hour of freaking motorcycle riding, just sick footage too, riding with the boys. And I'm like, god, I need to get out and ride. So this morning I woke up and I'm like, I'm riding. I only got one place I can go, get about 60 to 70 miles in, but hey, I'll take it, baby. Better than nothing. So I wanted to use this time too to talk about the SOMSONG 9-inch windshield. I love it. So I'm 5'6", and as you can see, my GoPro scene right here, my eyes are right here, so I'm above the windshield. It blocks so much wind. Like, I find myself going too fast sometimes because I don't feel any wind. So where I start getting a little buffeting is more in the 80-mile-an-hour zone, whereas when I had that really small windshield, you know, 4 to 5, 6 inch, they say it's a 6, I think it's about a 4.5. I get pretty gnarly buffeting anything over about 60, 65. So and then like right now cruising 57, I literally have no wind. The bike sounds way louder. I think some of that is attributed to stage 1, the intake or the air filter plus the tuner, but also the fact that I can hear stuff way better now. So I like it. I had to go get some rubber bushings. If you look at my install video, I put the part number on there, some rubber bushings on there, and those seem to help quite a bit. So I like it a lot. Like right now I don't feel any wind at all. It's great, you know what I mean? So I have no complaints. I don't love how the bottom screws go in. Oh, what up, dog? Alright. So the only thing I don't like about it is like the bottom screws, like people say, you know, they do bend a little bit. They do tear the bushings, or they try to, but it's not terrible. And with the bushings I put on there, if you check my YouTube, my install video on my YouTube, I put the part number on there. And that part number, it spaces the screws up just a little bit, so those bushings start torquing on the screw before the screw is bottoming out on the windshield. So you're not tightening the screw all the way down, but that rubber bushing is sort of doing work on it too. So anyways, that's how that's going, and I think it's working well. I love it. I think it looks killer. I'm sort of short, like I said, and so my concern was with going some of those other brands was that the windshield would be in my eyes, and I'm glad I didn't, because I'll tell you what, right now, like, I can't go any taller than this, otherwise it's gonna be really bothering me. Like, this is already a learning curve from that 6-inch. I don't love it for the GoPro purpose. Like my other one, you can see better. But anyways, yeah, so that's what I think about that. I think it's worth the money. I think it's great. I think if you put those little bushings on the bottom screws, you can't tell they pull the rubber washers weird at all. Everything fits great. It does its job. It runs with the body lines. A+ shipping took like 9 to 10 days. I'm in Las Vegas, so the dude replies right away. It was great. I got zero complaints. Money well spent, in my opinion. Will it be the last windshield I put on here? I don't know. Probably not. I'd be interested in trying like an 8-inch with a curve. I do like some wind, so I am thinking, like, honestly, I'm probably gonna take this off and put it on for longer trips. Like today would have been perfect with my 6-inch, especially with the heat, get a little bit more wind in the face. So all right guys, let's do a bike walk around. So as you know, this is my 2024 Harley Davidson Road Glide in Whiskey Fire, and I got it from Red Rock Harley in Las Vegas, Nevada. Fully stock. I didn't have them do anything to it. I bought it exactly how you would off the showroom floor. Everything on the bike I have done myself, and it is not warranted and it is not installed correctly. Just kidding. Everything's put on very nicely. Everything's gone on very well. I have had Harley Davidson do my first oil change. They will do my 5,000 mile oil change and probably my 10, and then after that I'll probably take it over. But let's do a quick walk around with it. I know there's plenty of bikes like this. It's nothing completely special, but my goal with this bike is to give it a performance bagger feel and look, but still keep some touring characteristics on it. It's just sort of the style I like. And so we'll start with the back. We got our Chromeworks slip-ons with our performance baffles, and it's just slip-ons, so that's all that's on there right now. I think it looks killer with the two big pipes out the back. You know, it's good looking, good sounding. I dig it for the price. Next up, can't miss it, is our Öhlins suspension. I messed up. I bought these about a month too early, and they came out with the black hoses and the black shocks. Yeah, it is what it is. So I love them. They're crisp, they're soft, they keep me planted, they carry luggage well. 2-up's way better. Everything's way better with those. They are paired with a Tamrac 1-inch lowering block. I had a 2-inch Hogworks lowering block on there. Hogworks makes some decent stuff. Was not a fan of those. The way they like rotated into the swing arm, I did not like it. The Tamracs sit in there so good. Paired with the sag of the Öhlins shocks, and my stock seat was sent out to me in City Cycles and lowered 1 inch and pushed me forward just a little. You can also see I use a backrest to keep me locked in. This helps me with my lower back. And also helps me when I need to move the bike, being shorter, tiptoeing the bike. I'm able to push my back against that to push it backwards. So that's a very nice added benefit. But where I was going with that is the 1-inch lowered seat, or about 3/4, paired with the 13.5 Öhlins with the 1-inch Tamrac lowering blocks, and the difference in sag on those versus my stock suspension. I'm able to get my feet planted very nicely. I feel like the bike handles a lot better than it did with a 2-inch block from Hogworks. So if you're short, I highly recommend doing something like this with the 1-inch Tamracs. I was looking at, oh man, I forget the other big shock in the industry with the good prices, but the problem was his sag wouldn't put me where I need to be. I would have had to stick with like a 2-inch block, even though he sells his stuff with a lowering block. I forgot the name. I'll put it in the description on this video. What else do we have going on? Next up, we got the Advan Black mid-frame heat guards, paint matched. And as you can see, it doesn't look like this right now. It looks like that. That's just my paint. Depending on the shade, it'll look the same. Coming back here real quick, this is from Amazon. This is a King touring rack, because what I do is I use it with a Rick rack, so I needed the King. I put Hogworks locking latches on there, and this thing doesn't move at all. It moved before with the Amazon hardware, but now it is good as a Harley one. It's been great. It's been on this bike for 3,000 miles. It's had a Rick rack on it for 2,000 miles, and it has been stellar. Little odds and ends. I got black latches right here, Amazon special, 20 bucks. Looks great. I got these guys in here. I did a video on that. Organizer for all my stuff that stays in my bike. Love it. Controls are all still stock. I do plan on putting Thrashin T-bars on eventually. We just, you know, in the wintertime, not in a rush right now. Let's come up to the front. We got our Somsong Custom 9-inch windshield on, which here's the side profile. Look at that. It does wonders, man. That design works amazing. I got a forged carbon fiber fender on the front. That is Harley Davidson's version. Sort of my take on what my CVO would look like. We have new style front and rear crash guards, and I can attest they work. I lost my footing the other day. I slowly set my bike down, didn't drop it, set it down, and it didn't even scuff this down here. I got a little scuff somewhere down here. I forget where it was, right here. But yeah, they work great. It was much easier to pick up with these than the stock ones. I practiced in my garage with the stock ones, the old school ones, I should say, because these are stock too. These are much better. They keep the bike a lot higher, in my opinion. Moving on to controls, I have a Thrashin brake pedal, 3 places. It's in the low setting, as you can see. People get worried about it, my local Harley dealer included, that it's too low. However, I will tell you, you can step on this as hard as you can and it will not touch this. I ride like I do a sport bike. I like to keep my toes over that 90% of the time for emergency braking situations. Over here I have the Thrashin short shifter lever. I just like that. It's better. I got smaller feet, being a shorter dude and stuff like that, so this is just a little closer to me. Let's see. I think that covers everything, man. On top of that, I have Stage 1. So as you can see, I got the Screaming Eagle Stage 1 kit. We put the Stage 1 air filter in here, and I left the stock box, so that looks stellar. I had to put this on. I like the orange. I was going to leave it 117, but I like the way this looks a lot better. So the air filter's in there. I have the tuner on, and I have the slip-ons. That's really all that's been done to this bike, man. I do have a Thrashin skid plate that's about to go on it. They came out with that black one, so I'm really happy with that. I just want to protect it, and I just don't want something stupid to happen when I'm on the road if I hit something. So I figured that was a good piece of protection for not a lot of price. But that's the bike. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm very happy with the way it looks. I think it looks killer, and I think it performs very well. So that's everything I got, man. Right now we're gonna pause this, we're gonna set up the 360 cam, and we're gonna take some photos, and we'll be right back.